Hello my friends, I just finished Storybook Veil Part 2 and boy we have a lot to talk about. Got both Maleficent and Aurora and whew, the ending. That ending was something. Let me give you a little warning. This video is going to be full of spoilers. We are going to talk about the ending of the Part 2. So if you haven't played it yet and if you don't like spoilers, you might want to skip this video. But if you do like spoilers, and if you want to discuss that insane ending, and not just the ending, but also the scene after the credits, which I'm going to play in a minute, which kind of suggests what to expect from the next DLCs, stick around and subscribe to the channel. Let's dive right into it. Alright, so first of all, the plot was very similar to what I was expecting. I knew that Lord Keeper was evil, and I was kind of hoping that we were going to, I don't know, put that book in the chimney and let it burn, but instead we actually just redeemed it, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, it would be fun to see it burn. But anyway, it did feel a little bit rushed how we made the book see the error of its ways, but it's kind of pretty common theme in DISNEY Dreamlight Valley. It felt the same way with Forgotten. It was pretty easy to sway them to be good again, but I did enjoy it. The world itself was extremely beautiful. All the locations were amazing. The 5 out of 5. Gameloft absolutely nailed the vibe of it, and the quests, the story, the design, everything. And now we have this little scene that we saw in the end. So let me load it up, and then we'll talk about it. So here's a clip of me watching it. So we're gonna react to myself reacting to the clip. Let's play it. So first we're gonna watch it, and then we're gonna talk about it. There is also sound, actually. Yep, that's pretty much it. This looks like the house that we already have. I think it's Flynn Rider's house or some other cottage. What else can we spy here? The trees do look interesting, but they kind of look like trees that we already have. So far, I don't see anything super new. It might be a little bit new tree. We got a poster, Wanted Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive from Flynn, and that nose does look ridiculous. And then we have a shadow of a horse, and clearly is Maximus. And then we have the Maximus making that noise. So what can we possibly gain from this? Before I share my thoughts, let's read a couple opinions online. Alright, so here are some ideas from Ace Attorney Clay. The roadmap for 2025 hasn't been released yet. It's possible Max is coming in January. By Max, you mean Maximus. I'm guessing, or later on, in a free update, but unlikely given the DLC shows usually paid content. So first of all, yes. So far, what we've seen, DLCs have been previewing other DLCs, so it's very likely that something to do with, the next DLC is going to have something to do with Maximus. Maximus might be just in the next DLC. That's very possible. Maximus might come to the premium shop. Very unlikely they would put a teaser of a premium shop item in the end of DLC. Horse DLC. I personally would adore a new DLC with less foliage and stuff, but more open area to raise horses around, maybe collect things while riding. Something on a larger scale which requires horse travel, but as a consequence has less stuff to collect. I thoroughly enjoyed how the Veil DLC just has less stuff than the Isle DLC, and it was structured differently. The Isle almost felt too full, like it had too much. Maybe country themed would be cool. Think home on the range. Could add cars if it's an open area too. What are your thoughts? Okay, so my thoughts. There is two options in my opinion. Number one, Max could be just a part of the DLC, because we so far had a Tangled character in every single DLC. Rapunzel came from the first DLC, Flynn came from the second DLC. Maybe they want to bring the last major member of Tangled to the third DLC and just have all of them together. That's personally my main theory. I think that Max is just going to be either a character or a companion that we're going to unlock in the next DLC, bringing all Tangled characters together. Let's talk about Horse DLC. I think this one is pretty possible. Maybe not necessarily Horse DLC, but maybe DLC with a bunch of mounts, characters that we can ride, or companions that we can ride. And the whole DLC is just going to introduce riding mechanic. But the way they showed how Maximus was staring at the poster, I feel like there has to be some more to it. I feel like it has to have some story. So this could be also a sequel to Storybook Vale, because we just got Flynn, and Flynn's poster was there. So maybe we are gonna get like mini, it's not even mini DLCs, it's like expansions to the DLC, because we do have an area in Eternity Isle, and I bet they're gonna find a way to expand slightly. Maybe not in terms of area, but in terms of finding new characters and new quests in Storybook Vale. So if you think about it, we just got 2 huge DLCs 2 years in a row. And do you think that we're actually gonna get another full-blown DLC with a whole another world this year as well? If I were to guess, it's probably less likely than them making some kind of a mini expansions to existing DLCs. So it was actually also part of the latest poll that they did. They did ask if people would love to see like smaller DLCs. So what I think is going to happen, 2 options. Number 1, they're going to bring a whole new big DLC and Max is just going to be part of it. I don't think it's going to be entirely Tangled based. That's just not realistic. There is not enough Tangled characters to make a whole DLC after them. And since they were making 1 Tangled character per DLC, it makes sense that we're going to get Max. Probably not as a character, but as a companion. And if they are going to bring such a ginormous companion, there will definitely going to be a riding mechanic. So that one, I'm very convinced that we're going to be able to ride things. Another option is that we're going to get an expansion to existing DLC. Maybe even 2 small ones. They're going to be cheaper. And maybe each is going to come with 1 or 2 characters, or 1 character and 1 companion, and a couple new quests. Basically, just like they were selling the bundles, like the Ursula, the Wally bundle. It comes with a skin, some items, and some quests. Maybe they're going to do the same for DLCs. I think it's a very, very possible scenario. We have all of these areas, so much space already, that building on top of that space makes more sense than introducing another giant DLC after we just got 1 giant DLC. But saying that, there's lots of ports in Disney Dreamlight Valley, so I'm sure they're going to be adding more DLCs. Maybe they're going to add 1 big DLC and then 1 small DLC. Who knows? Now, that's a good point. I'm not entirely convinced that we're done with the Veil yet. There are still 10 more Lorekeeper tales for the duties, and the 2 companions that haven't showed up yet. I know they said 2 parts, but I feel like they may have something up their sleeve. That's a good point. If you go into Disney Dreamlight Valley and check your collection, if we go to Dreamlight and Storybook Vale, here, reorder stories. We are currently at 49 out of 50. Well, I guess I'm missing one somehow. I'm not sure how, because I just finished all the quests. But maybe I didn't claim the reward or something. We still have 10 more. And we still have 2 companions, Teal Dragon and Black Unicorn, that didn't show up in the valley yet. So, like, is there going to be more to this DLC? I mean, I don't mind that at all. It's just kind of curious how they only said 2 parts. So does that mean we're going to actually get a 3rd part? Or is it going to be like a paid extension to it? In any case, I'm sure it's going to be worth it. We got a post by Signpost Lake, who feels like there should be more to this DLC as well, because I've seen a lot of people raising a good point. There is no real point to snippets or to the net anymore. With Eternity Isle, there is still point for time bending, because we need time bending mist for the cookers to power ancient machines. But for ancient magic, there is absolutely nothing we can do with it except maybe craft a couple different things, upgrade our traps, but then the whole point of traps is to catch snippets, which what is the point of catching snippets now? Because there's very few recipes that actually require snippets. And I feel like there has to be more. I feel like they're hiding something. There has to be more to this DLC, but since it wasn't included in the promotional material, since technically they're done with it for now, I feel like we're not going to get anything else for free, but we might get a paid expansion for this DLC later this year, where we can pay to get Maximus, maybe a couple more quests, maybe a couple new tapestries. I don't know, just a theory. I feel like if they wanted to do part 3, they would actually advertise it, because that could sell them more copies if it was included. So the fact that they didn't advertise it probably means that we're gonna have to pay for it as a separate expansion. This DLC has convinced me not to buy any future ones on release again. I expected it to be about equal on items, quality of life, replayability as Rift, but it fell flat. I'm gonna have to disagree with this one. I feel like items-wise, we definitely got much more items from this DLC that we got from Rift in Time. I feel like it's not even close. Just this update, just part 2, just from the Scrooge store, we got about 70 new items, and then so many items we get through quests, so many items we get through crafting. We get picture frames with all of these tapestries. I feel like items-wise, this DLC absolutely destroyed Rift in Time, but I will agree about replayability. A lot of features are only useful while you're playing the DLC, and once you finish it, there is not much things to do. Like, there is no scramble coin like we have with Rift in Time, which adds replayability to the game. There is no ancient machines that could be used in your valley afterwards, and they're extremely useful. In terms of paths and fences, yeah, Rift in Time definitely had more of those. A lot of people have been asking for like Greek-inspired paths. Even the one that we already have in Mythopia, people wanted to get it as a placeable path, and we didn't get it. So I know a lot of people disappointed about it, but there is a lot of items. There is a lot of great items in this DLC, and I will probably still buy the next one on release, because there is nothing that comes even close in terms of value. Even if this DLC felt a little bit shorter and has a bit less replayability, it's still insane value for the price, in my opinion. I will agree, I love the story and puzzles, but it felt rushed. Yeah, when I was doing the trials, I was like, oh, this is it? That was the whole trial? It has its strength, it has its weaknesses. If I were to compare this to previous DLC, I would say they both were good in a different way. One had some things done better, the other one had other things done better. I'm curious to see what's coming in the next one. I hope they get all of the things better this time. Yeah, a lot of people also saying that it was advertised as it only going to have 2 parts because the second part is going to be huge. And it does feel like it was not huge. It was much smaller than the first part. And I feel like keeping it 3 parts maybe would be better if we have this as a second part and then another third part. But then once again, it does feel like there is more to come. Like, why on earth would they have 50 puzzles if we only have 40? That means 10 other puzzles and 2 other critters have to come from somewhere. So I'm still hopeful. I think there's going to be some surprises. Are they the same? Spoiler for ending in Storybook Vale. Yes, this is exactly the house I was talking about. This is Snuggly Duckling, isn't it? I've been hearing that this house is Snuggly Duckling, but why would they put the Snuggly Duckling in the next DLC when we already have it from the premium shop? Also, it's not quite similar to the Snuggly Duckling house skin besides the brick, stone, and wood frame. But so are Rapunzel and Flynn Rider's house, the same color decor. But it does look identical. Okay, not identical, but very similar. Yeah, it's not the same house if you look at it closely. But look, it even has that orange part, kind of like this. So if it is a different house, maybe, if I were to guess, this is Snuggly Duckling Tavern, but it's not the same as our premium house. I think maybe they made it slightly different to fit whatever world they're gonna build for for this DLC or for whatever this is going to be. So it might be an actual like standalone version of Snuggly Duckling. Maybe it's gonna become another restaurant. Who knows? We might need another restaurant soon because the two ones we have are getting full again. It is also possible that we might get an animal-based expansion. The entire DLC that just comes with all kinds of different companions. Honestly, I would love that. It would be so cool doing the quest basically like Pokemons and collecting all of those companions. I would totally pay for that, and especially if we can ride them, maybe even fly them. Maybe we can get like a dragon that we can fly. That would be sick. If there was rideable companions, we could ride things like Sven. We could ride maybe even Raja. I don't know. Did we ride Raja in the movie? I don't think so. But they could add quite a few rideable companions. Maybe even the bear from Brave. That would be sick. He can be a glider. Maximus glider. That would be insane though. Okay, so yeah, this is a very interesting tease. We didn't get a character, we didn't get the location, we got a potentially companion. And that could be huge. That could be huge for Disney Dreamlight Valley. They could introduce an entire new system. Maybe the new tool that we're gonna get is gonna be a saddle or something for riding, so we can ride bigger companions. And then the DLC itself is gonna come with multiple companions. A lot of people have been asking for it, so it would be a pretty good move by Gameloft. So yeah, what do you guys think? I'm excited for whatever this is, and I do understand why people say that this quest felt a little bit short and rushed. I feel like Gameloft a little bit oversold it, making it 2 parts and making it seem like it's going to be much bigger than it was. I feel like the 1/3, one part of the Eternity Isle was bigger than this 1/2 of the DLC. But that being said, I don't think it's the size of the DLC that matters. It's more about how much fun you had playing it, how much you can get out of it. I think we got some of the best items, some of the game-changing items from this DLC. We got a lot of incredible characters, and the DLC comes with lots of moonstones, hundreds and hundreds of new items. We could say, sure, some things are less than Eternity Isle, but in the end of the day, did you have fun? Did you get enough enjoyment and hours of playtime out of this DLC for the money? And in my opinion, the answer to all of these questions is yes. And all of those items and the places themselves, decorating the Storybook Vale is going to be so much fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring next. And thank you so much for watching, Dreamers. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think we're getting a full-blown DLC this year? Do you think we're going to get more rideable companions? And do you think we're going to get any mini DLCs or maybe like expansion bundles for existing DLCs? I think all of them are possible. And I think we're going to start getting some more information maybe in September, October, when we have developers update. That's usually the most exciting time of the year. And that's where we're going to find out everything. But for now, we can just have fun and speculate. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Oh, nice day we're having, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. Woohoo!
Amazing. Gotta tell you, it is really beautiful here. Hey, nice to see you.
Oh, hello.
Are you seeing this?